Ethan Klein has just dropped his content nuke video. Apparently, he is suing the 3 different orbiting moons of Hasan. So we're just gonna go over some of the main points of the video. Then we're gonna look at some of the responses from the people being sued, Asmongold's reaction, as well as Ethan's follow-up response. And yeah, subscribe for the greatest cinema of 2025. And let's begin with Ethan's new video, I'm suing these 3 creators. So basically it starts with him talking about the ethics of reaction content, particularly with Twitch streamers.
Reactgate was a debate going on in the streaming community about what constituted fair use. People like Hasan, XQC, and many of the large Twitch streamers would watch other creators' entire video on their stream. They would rarely add sufficient commentary or even pause the video to speak. Most egregiously, they would re-upload the entire VOD to YouTube with the same thumbnail, the same title, so that they could cannibalize traffic from the original video. Here's what Lamino had to say about this phenomenon.
I don't mind people reacting to my videos, but I do mind when they play the entirety of my video. A face cam in the corner or the occasional interruption does nothing to address that issue. My video is still being played from beginning to end in someone else's stream or video. It's neither ethical nor necessary to feature the entirety of someone else's work.
Okay, so this has been a long-going debate in the community about whether reaction content is actually okay to do, where's the line, how much commentary is enough to transform the video, is it okay to play the entire video, etc, etc. And my stance on this is pretty mixed, but I've always thought the best solution to this is like a revenue split. So if anybody reacted to your video, you get like a percentage split, like maybe 50-50 or something. If YouTube implemented a system like that, I think a lot of people would be more open to reaction videos. I personally think reactions are fine if they are done with courtesy. Obviously, a lot of people react to my videos, from Asmongold and Nux to Tectone and tons of other creators as well, and I don't really blame them. This is obviously the best content on YouTube, undisputed slop king of the universe. But as long as it's respectful, I don't really mind. So if a creator tells you not to react to their videos, obviously don't react to them, and if they ask you certain reasonable requests, probably listen to them. For example, I don't like people reacting to my videos and uploading it within like 5 hours of my upload. Obviously that is taking away from the video, so I'd prefer if people waited a day or a couple days or something like that. Also, I think it's very different to react to one of my videos, which takes like a day to make and features some other people's content as well, as opposed to someone who makes fully original content and they take like months to make a video and then some random reactor like reacts to it in like 30 minutes or whatever. Obviously that could be a bit annoying to the original creator, and this whole conversation is really awkward and uncomfortable because reactions are OP, okay? It is literally free money. You can make like 5 to 10 videos a day. Obviously, people are gonna do it if there are no consequences. But anyways, after this, Ethan talks about confronting XQC about his reaction content.
Why should these content thieves, essentially, get more views than the author of the video, which in a lot of cases was happening? I mean, people don't like injustice, and this just, we all see this, and no, it's not right. So in that regard, do you care at all about like IP or copyright, or like the fact that it's illegal? Does that matter? If that it might be illegal, does that matter to you?
No.
It doesn't matter.
Well, if flat out doesn't, because
Hit him with the worm.
That's actually some high IQ logic right there. You wouldn't understand because you're simply too stupid for XQC's gigabrain. Now, I think I remember this debate, and XQC sort of argued that people will watch him basically do anything because he's entertaining, and that's why he pulled out the worm or something. Therefore, it's somehow okay to react to videos without adding much. Now, the thing is, even if that's true, where people will actually watch XQC do anything because he is that popular now, it doesn't change the fact that you have benefited from reaction content, and not adding much to a video is pretty unethical and unfair to the creators. Also, it's very apparent that he relies on this content, because if he didn't, then why would he still be doing it? Obviously, he would struggle without react content because it's the easiest way to entertain your audience without always being entertaining yourself. Now, where I draw issue is where people get so brazen that they explicitly say, I don't care if it's illegal or unethical or whatever. That's just messed up. Obviously, that's not how you should live your life, where if somebody doesn't catch you doing bad things, you continue continue doing it. And I particularly remember Penguin Zero or Moist Critical, he got confronted about React content a while back, and I think he ended up feeling really bad and guilty about it, so he basically almost stopped all of his reaction content, if I'm correct. And maybe he sort of overcorrected there, but you can tell that is the reaction of someone with a good heart who's actually just trying to do the right thing, versus some of the other streamers who may not care about anyone but themselves. Then he talks about the infamous Hasan chair.
When Hasan gets up to go to the bathroom, or to eat, or to talk to his mom, or to do whatever, disappears for an extended period of time and leaves the video playing for his chair. Mr. Chair, they call it.
IDF had warned people to leave the area around the main airport in Sana. Then this.
Do not this operation will result in killing hostages and captivity.
Well, I've been seeing
Right, so if you missed that, it said edited from 1 month of footage. So that wasn't even compiled over like a year or something. If you go through all of the years of Hasan, you'd have literally infinite amount of content. But I think that is particularly pathetic. If you're going to pause the video to go take a shit, you're just freeloading at that point, and people are obviously watching the video and not you, considering you're not actually there. It is disrespectful to the people who actually put time into their content. You can just pause it. Okay, you might lose a couple of viewers, but that is the price you have to pay to not like explicitly steal content, you know? But I'm gonna make an exception. I think in Hasan's case, I would actually rather listen to the chair. The chair actually has more insightful info than he ever will. Now, Ethan reveals the twist that he actually set up this trap for them to react to this video.
It's not that I wanted these people to steal my video. It's that I knew they would. I knew they would watch the entire video, add little to no commentary, react to it instantly, giving them no time to form an opinion. The trap was set, and it worked even better than I imagined it would. For example, Denim sits here silently with nearly 50,000 live viewers. That's 30 times her regular viewership. She's working directly with the Snark subreddit moderators to siphon views, and their intentions couldn't be clearer. Hey everyone, we've seen a lot of comments about wanting to watch the nuke without showing support for H3. Here's a list of creators who've supported our sub, either by engaging with us directly or citing our post in their critique of H3. Here they're offering these streamers as market substitutes for my work.
Yeah, honestly, Denims is as dumb as a brick. I don't think she's ever had a single logical thought in that head of hers. And you'll see later that she and basically everybody else he's suing just admits that they wanted to steal his content and make sure that he got as little views as possible. And the view count also shows that it was because of H3's video that she had such a high view count, because regularly she wouldn't get that amount of viewership, but everybody wanted to watch this new banger video that was dropping. Now it seems Denims literally admitted it.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime. If you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here.
You couldn't cook up a more incriminating statement if you tried. Denims, the queen of self-owning, eligible for statutory damages and attorney's fees, which is the main biting force of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Well, I'm happy to tell you guys now, I, Ethan Klein, have registered Hasan Piker Content Nuke with the United States Library of Congress. Some of you guys out there sweating?
Bro, this man is diabolical. Dude, never get on Ethan's bad side. Holy shit. This guy has been on a mission to eviscerate his enemies ever since the slightest thing happened. Like, where were the dominoes set? I guess the IDubbbz Content Cup was after this. I think this was all from Frogan unfollowing Ethan on Twitter. What an absolutely insane sequence of events. I guess you can say it started even before this when Ethan decided to partner with Hasan on the podcast. But honestly, how stupid can you be? Denims openly admitting that she didn't want to give views to that terrible video or whatever. That is straight up just not fair. You're serving as a market substitute. And the funniest thing about this is, if you remember, she was actually doing a GoFundMe to sue Ethan just a while back, if you were watching the series, and then she actually just bailed on it completely because she realized she had no chance. And we'll find out later that she also started another GoFundMe for this this whole situation. And if you remember, she also said that any future lawsuit she will be funding herself. So, I don't know. Very interesting. Anyways, now Ethan talks about other reaction streamers.
Even though theoretically I could sue a lot more creators and rake in millions of dollars, but the purpose of this is not financial gain. People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want to chill the reaction community into fear. Actually, the opposite. I hope that we can all unite against this type of egregious behavior that not only makes us all look bad, but could destroy the commentary community as we know it.
Honestly, Ethan has a good point. I feel like there'd be no problem if people were just a bit courteous and realized that, hey, I'm actually taking this video here and, you know, I'm not giving much back to the creator I'm reacting to. So maybe I'll be a little nicer about this. Maybe, you know, I'll wait a bit. Maybe I'll link them. Maybe I'll talk positively about them, etc., etc. Let me just spill the beans here. The reason people do reaction content is because it's just super, super easy. It is just extremely productive in terms of content creation. Why spend days or months making a video when you can simply just react to somebody else's and react to 5 other creators as well? Now, Asmongold is one of the biggest creators, largely because of his viral react content. Now, he obviously does other stuff too, and he's pretty entertaining at that, and he would probably be decently successful without react content, but nowhere to the level where he is now. Now, in Asmon's case, he does add a lot to the video. His reactions are infamously long as well, and he generally tries to be very respectful. Now, Asmon recently reacted to a small creator who actually ended up blowing up. Now, this doesn't always happen. 99% of the time it doesn't happen, but occasionally in these cases it is pretty sweet for the small creator. Anyways, now he talks about the meta where people were reacting to like TV shows and anime.
The state of reaction content on Twitch is so broken, these creators feel comfortable looking right into a camera and saying outright, hey, I'm stealing this guy's content. Pay me instead of him. This is not a healthy environment, and with people like Hasan reacting to entire TV shows on stream, my fear is that Sony or Disney comes along, sues everybody, and sets a devastating precedent that could endanger our entire field.
Right, so in my opinion, reacting to TV shows or anime is just absolutely insane to me. I think the creators who do it also know that it's probably borderline illegal. It's just nobody has bothered like prosecuting this or whatever. It is great content though, like having a TV show play and you get to watch party that shit with their chat. It's obviously an amazing feeling of watching your favorite show with your favorite creator. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend. It doesn't change the fact that it's probably pretty unethical. Then he talks about the other 2 people getting sued, Casey Tron and Frogan. Now, we all know Frogan, obviously, but Casey Tron you may not know. She's basically I guess a Frogan clone, another pathetic failed streamer who constantly tweets like the most crazy shit, always dick riding Hasan or any of his supporters. Basically, super extreme lefty failed streamer. So basically another Hasan orbiting moon.
Casey Tron, the queen of ripping farts and bong loads.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
Frogan, who, bless her soul... she's still rising.
Can I walk away and use the bathroom? Do I have permission? Can I use the bathroom, please? I'll leave it playing.
Apparently thinks Twitch is liable for me interviewing a Yemeni teenager who's only known genocide his entire life.
What happened?
What happened, guys? What did I miss? Actually, I went to pick up my 15-course KFC, of course. Apparently, this is transformative, by the way. Fair use, actually. Me driving all the way to every fast food chain in the city. That's transformative. Then Ethan just makes fun of Denims for being really stupid.
And Denims, the queen of self-owning.
It's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan.
Oh my God, bro, I love you, Hasan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
None of the hostages that have been released so far have said that they have been raped. The hostages have public statements. You can go look at them.
The sexual assault I experienced should never happen to any human being.
Yemeni kid is just a Yemeni kid with a gun and is not a Houthi, and there is no proof of him being a Houthi.
Are you a soldier? Yes. That seems pretty definitive.
He never said Hasan Nasrallah was a good guy.
I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen.
Classic Denims, the #1 Hamasabi defender. I knew she was brain dead when I saw the 3-year-olds can't get trauma clip. When she literally sees the exact opposite evidence of her claims and ignores it. And that just kind of shows that you can never argue with an idiot.
Age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
You can have the facts right in front of your face and have them completely read it and contradict them, and they will just ignore it because they are, I don't know why. I guess they're completely brainwashed onto their side. They're trying to push an agenda. They don't care about the truth. Anyways, it keeps getting better. Apparently this Caseytron person smoked more than actual commentary in the video, which is just insane.
A lot of people have been wanting to watch this without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein.
Well, that's a really dumb thing to say, don't you think? Why are you so comfortable? We've given each complaint a clever little title, and here's Caseytron's. She smoked more than she spoke. Caseytron smokes 42 times during her reaction. And just as a silly thought experiment, we thought, wouldn't it be funny if she spent more time smoking than she did talking? And thinking there was no way that that could be true. Well, we tallied them up, and lo and behold, there's 15 minutes 40 seconds of commentary versus 18 minutes and 55 seconds of smoking. She spent 3 minutes and 15 seconds longer smoking than she did talking in her quote-unquote reaction.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
No, you don't get it, Ethan. The 19 minutes of smoking, that was actually the content. That's what you don't understand. I personally cannot watch videos without someone smoking in front of my face and coughing up a storm. But honestly, what a legendary move by Ethan putting this in his lawsuit. This is just funny. It's like, at this point, you're just styling on her, humiliating her in front of the court or whatever. Because the thing is, he's already won because she's admitted that she doesn't want to give you views. So this is just for the funsies. It's like a separate dunk.
To give you an idea, the majority of her commentary comes down to this.
I don't understand this bit that he's doing.
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
CPM's coming out of Qatar.
What the hell
you
is
kids
going
love anime, right?
He's read more books than you could ever imagine.
What is happening? I'm trying to follow. I've lost the plot.
They do musicals. They're very musical people. I know. Are you being serious? Dog, what do you look? You think I made this? This isn't a music.
Dude, how does anybody watch that? You gotta be the biggest fucking loser on planet Earth to watch a Caseytron stream, bro. She's literally choking and dying, and you're actually there. Like, what is the appeal? I refuse to believe anybody is watching her for any reason, including goading or whatever the hell they might do. This should honestly inspire you guys. This is somebody who's qualifies as a creator these days. Never give up on your dreams, guys. If Casey can make... Actually, she didn't actually make it, did she? But she's just a sort of a laughing stock. Okay, maybe give up on your dreams, guys. So we've pretty much established Ethan is definitely going to win in court at this point, but I think the only problem is she's going to be too broke to cough up any money at all. So I guess this is just to teach people a lesson that you can't just fuck around because you're going to find out. Or maybe her good friend Hasan drops a couple million in there, and then we can all have a party when Ethan gets all that money.
Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. Without necessarily supporting Ethan Klein. So we're going to watch it. What the f is going on here?
Stating outright that her intention of doing this is so that people who don't want to support me can watch it through her is why copyright infringement laws exist.
Yeah, it seems like these are very incriminating statements. Usually these situations are so gray that even if someone is explicitly stealing your content, it's kind of very hard to prove in court because you can argue like extremely dumb type of shit like, well, the face in the corner of the screen seems very transformative. The Twitch chat is transformative. Oh, my facial expressions are the transformative part. I'm not trying to take away from this video, but now with these statements, it's so blatantly obvious that you just don't want to give him views. You want the viewers to watch it through you rather than him. And pretty much all three of these people have admitted that, and that's 3 strikes and you're out, bro. Anyways, Frogan warning.
Frogan. Reaction by exiting. Here she is getting up to leave the video running as she steps out of the room. Is that transformative? I guess the judge will decide. She said, quote, "It's time to watch the new nuke ethically. Hell yeah." Huh. Very smart to say on camera, by the way. Her commentary is so non-existent that even her own fans begin to call her out.
I don't have anything to say. Dude, because he's cycling the same fucking points over and over again. What more commentary do you need on him repeating the same fucking points for the whole first hour and 1 minute and 32 seconds? It's been the same shit over and over again. This video could have been condensed into 20 fucking minutes. Like, what commentary do you want me to add by, like, oh, this guy's a fucking idiot, he's mentally ill, and he's having a mental breakdown, and uploaded it to fucking YouTube? And I suggest you all watch it through other people as well.
It's the stated malicious intent to steal. They talk about watching ethically, but I learned not to steal when I was 5.
Dude, imagine getting mad that your own audience is asking you to say something when reacting to someone else's video. Holy shit, put the extra large supersized fries in the bag, bro. I'm really sorry for putting Hijabba the Hutt on your screen, but unfortunately we had to do that for the purposes of this video. She seems to be a central topic here. The funniest part about all of this is pretty much all 3 of these people could easily get away with all of this, even though it's so egregiously violating copyright, because they just didn't have to admit it. All they had to do was keep their mouth shut, you know, and let the video play unironically. But they decided to take it one step further and openly admit that, hey, I'm doing this just to be malicious. Bunch of absolute idiots.
Just take a look at this, guys. It's a nightmare on Denham Street. Not only did she chair react, but she was kind enough to write her name right at the top just so that we knew that she was stealing my content and it was her room and nobody else's. Judge, did you know that we're on Denham Street right now? Here's some quotes from Denham's. We're relying on you to stay live so we don't have to give the nuke views. Yeah, I'm gonna stream it. Since he's confirmed it's coming out today, I'm gonna stream it. That is very explicit.
Denham's needs to be tested. No human can be that dumb. That's a fucking world record if I've ever seen that. And again, in this case, Ethan might actually lose the lawsuit because the chair is considered more intelligent than Denham, so it would probably have more intelligent commentary in general. So you could argue she's doing her audience a favor here. So anyways, Denham's continues incriminating herself.
I'm gonna go pee, and hopefully, when I'm back, they're done with this.
Yeah.
You do look better.
Mr. 305.
If you enjoyed not giving any views to that terrible video, follow, subscribe, throw a prime if you like the content, if you enjoyed your time here. Because I'm going to be honest, I did not want to watch that by myself.
Right. I'm going to be honest. I'm stealing this video. Please subscribe to me and don't give him any views. Yeah. Good luck fighting that in court. And you may recall that I've said in previous videos, maybe even regarding Denham's, not too sure, but I always said karma finds its way. And here we are. It might be today. It might be tomorrow. It might be in 50 years, but eventually it will catch up to you. And don't worry, these 3 are not the only people on the list. Hasan Piker, your time is coming. Now, apparently there's a clip of her literally admitting that what she's doing is wrong as well.
I want to be clear on my opinion on like filler content and stuff. Like, I think filler content, like, you shouldn't do it. I know I do it as a React streamer. And I try to do it only when I do it with like Vox videos or Vice videos and stuff like that, because at least I'm not like directly ripping from one content creator and not like a whole team and stuff. And most of those videos have like 5 million views. I only get like 500 viewers. Like I'm taking maybe 50 views from the video. It's a lot harder to feel like, I guess, bad about that. Whereas like I would feel very bad about doing that to like a single content creator. You know, I'm sure if you click on a random part in the video, I might not be saying anything, sure, whatever. And I might walk away from the screen, but it's about like the communal thing. It's why like fucking Toast started streaming Death Note.
Wow, that was a whole lot of excuses very quickly. So basically she said, I am stealing, but I'm not stealing that much, guys. It's only a little. I mean, these people are already popular. They get a lot of views, so I'm only taking a little bit of the views. I'm a small fry. I mean, this is kind of the same argument Hasan and fans use to justify looting stores. Well, actually, the owners are rich already, therefore that makes looting okay. And then they obviously conveniently ignore the small shops they are also looting. But yeah, in general, they just want to do scummy shit and get away with it and find some way to justify it and align it with their warped ethics, obviously.
What I do hope, though, is that you'll support their crowdfunding efforts to defend themselves. Because let's face it, I want to make sure there's money left over for me when I win my lawsuits.
Bro, Ethan is absolutely maniacal for this. I hope they support your crowdfunding so that I can take the money later. That is insane. But yeah, honestly, Hasan, all of your orbiters have stood up for you so many times. I mean, Frogan's one of your most loyal allies. Denham's constantly supports you. So I think it's only fair If Hasan is you know, a good person, as he says, a good friend, he should probably drop a couple $1 million to defend his friends, you know, crowdfund this lawsuit or whatever. You know, toss a couple shekels towards this lawsuit. You know, good friends stand together. Use some of that socialism money, you know, maybe sell the Porsche, sell the mansion. I heard Hasan likes One Piece. You know, he loves Luffy as well. So One Piece is all about friendship. It's all about helping your friends. It's all about sacrificing for your friends. So yeah, it's time to step up, communist with the Gucci bag. Anyways, let's move to Twitter and check out the reactions from people. So basically, we got this tweet, and Casey Tron responds, "Well, I'm suing you too." I don't think this is actually Ethan, by the way. Isn't that a parody account? Man, she really did smoke herself regarded, didn't she? Now, Denims has tweeted about it. It's 2025, and Ethan Klein is suing creators for fair use. Legal defense fund below. Stream coming soon. Image unrelated. Right, and then she's linked her GoFundMe. Now, if we go over to the GoFundMe page, we got Denims versus Ethan Klein fair use lawsuit defense fund. She's raised $5,000 now. Ethan Klein is suing me for reacting to his video on Hasan. Right, no other context. Amazing. And here we got one of the donators. Here's $5 to give to Ethan Klein. You can't be serious, bro. That was meant to be a joke, by the way. Don't actually give this person money. Are you stupid? Oh my god. I get the meme. It's funny, but stop giving her money. Holy shit. Oh my god, is it all trolls? Was gonna donate to Gaza, but I think you need it more. Dude, don't tell me this is literally all trolls donating. This is actual, bro, stop. Ethan Klein reveals he created his content nuke video to bait Hasan into watching it so he could sue him for copyright. Because Hasan never finished the video after spending 9 hours reacting to half, Ethan is suing 3 small female creators instead. Yes, make it about gender when he explicitly said this is not about gender. So Ethan responds, "I was never going to sue Hasan because I asked him to react to it. That's a presumed license. And anyway, his usage is obviously fair use, actually the best example of it. I specifically sued these 3 because their malicious statements had to act as a market substitute. Pretty obvious, knowingly lying is of course part of their propaganda efforts." Now, Asmongold also responded to the video.
The community as we know it.
I think Ethan brings up a really good point, and especially with people reacting to movies. And I think that there's like a degree of reacting that's positive and a degree that's bad. And so, like, for example, that's why I always like link videos, I promote the creators, etc.
People like XQC and Asmongold may have watched the entire thing, but I would never sue them just for doing that. I don't want...
Thank you, Ethan. We love you.
Not giving any views to that terrible video. Follow.
Why do you do this? Bro, I react to videos all the time. Why are you messing this up for me? Like, whenever you're not even there and the video's playing, that's not a react. He can lobby for Twitch to have them banned because there is a verified court case that they use this account and this service to break the law.
Right, so they're gonna go broke from this lawsuit, and they can't even earn their money back afterwards because they're gonna get banned on Twitch. I mean, this is utter annihilation. It really was a nuke, my god. And it was a great video by Ethan. He's also dropping a Hasan content nuke part 2, which we'll be checking out. So yeah, click this video so somebody also sues Hamas, Diddy, Piker, because come on, these were just those side characters. We need to go straight for the head of the Hydra. Alrighty, thanks for watching, bye-bye.